Hello, this is Dr. Suresh Kumar Mojjada, a think tank scientist from ICAR-NAARM. I am currently working as a senior scientist at ICAR-NAARM, Hyderabad. I would like to thank Anusandhan National Research Foundation for granting me Prime Minister Early Career Research Grant. And my project is on development of decision support geospatial-techno-economic fusion models for entrepreneurial scalability and acceleration of indigenous mariculture technologies. In the agri-food systems, fisheries and aquaculture are a key pillar, contributing significantly for over a period of time. And it is also contributing to sustainable development goals. In the aquaculture, mariculture as a subsector, it is growing very fast and it is projected to be India's next blue growth engine. And we have a vast coastline of 11,000 above kilometers and gives an untapped potential. However, we are now at less than 1% of marine aquaculture contribution. So this is a huge opportunity ahead of. So mariculture is nothing but farming marine fish or plants such as seaweeds in the marine environment, and it could be on the open waters and open seas, and high valued marine species are being farmed in India such as cobia, sea bass, pampano and various other species. The future of food is blue. That means the future food will come from water. The next food revolution will come from the ocean. This is being projected by FAO in 2024. So the growing population, and we will be touching 8.2 billion now and heading to 10 billion people by 2050. It requires huge quantum of protein, increasing by 50% by 2050, and ocean currently farmed less than 1%, creates a huge opportunity. When you look into the Indian fisheries story, and India is second largest fish producer after China, and we have produced around 197 lakh tons in 24-25, and it is generated around $8.46 billion forex. And most importantly, on the agriculture GAV contribution of 18%, fisheries and aquaculture contributing 7.43 in the agriculture GVA. And this is one of the highest among the allied sectors. However, when you look at the China, it is producing around 73 million tons fisheries, and the gap is very huge. So India's commitment to open water future is investing in mariculture and open sea farming. Government of India recognized this potential, invested over a decade, and Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, a massive scheme, and also earlier it was a Blue Revolution mission, and 10,000 plus crores were invested in fisheries and aquaculture, wherein sea farming and cage culture, seaweed farming are one of the major areas focused. There have been lot of indigenous technologies developed by various institutions and universities, but the technologies are exist and support also exists, yet commercial scale mariculture remain limited. The missing link found to be decision intelligence. So the decision intelligence has to brought from various segments of the technology and policy planning and also economic viability. So all three together, it is forming complete comprehensive solution. The biggest example, the seaweed. The seaweed was targeted to be produced at 1.12 million tons in 2025. Hardly 0.1 million tons were achieved. That is a huge gap of 1 million ton remains same, despite the huge allocation of 640 crores by the government of India. This is a Niti Aayog's report which was depicted this figure. So when we look into the critical research gap, why India needs an integrated decision intelligence framework for mariculture development, and the current scenario is very clear. It is fragmented, disconnected and incomplete. When biological research is being done very well, and growth, survival, FCR, yield studies and species performance, and mostly short-term trials and some demonstration level, and very few adoptions are there. The capex, opex and profitability studies and small scale and location specific, and it is not delivering complete comprehensive solution for the stakeholder. These are all the gaps and which are affecting the planning and decision making because of the lacking unified tools. Because of these consequences, the high investment risk is prevailing, and suboptimal site species selection is happening, and low success rate is being recorded. Within this background, to transform mariculture planning and integrated intelligence, and this will be a first integrated geospatial, biological and techno-economic fusion model framework and a decision support system for open sea mariculture, which will enable scientific decision, and it will reduce the risk and accelerate sustainable and profitable mariculture ventures. The roadmap and implementation plan is very clear, and the phase 1, we would be collecting data and synthesizing data from various secondary sources and also available data from peer-reviewed literatures, and the results of the peer-reviewed literatures that will be decoded to core, and we will be assessing how the results are corroborated. And also in the phase 2, the synthesized data will be integrated into each submodels, and subsequently fusion model engine will be developed. In the phase 3, the field validation and the pilot sites will be conducted, and model calibration and refinement will be done. In the phase 4, so So we will be deploying a full-scale DST, decision support system, and training and capacity building will be done. In the phase 5, our continuously data will be modeled and the upgradations will be done for the expansion of new regions. So this is the architecture designed for the fusion model development and the integration of blue economy policy blueprint. We can see how preliminarily we will collect the data and synthesize from their data integration framework, and we will be developing 3 different patterns. One is biological patterns and geospatial patterns and techno-economic patterns. We will be developing the logics and we will be integrating into the unified model, and different layers will be built on the fusion model layers, and based on that decision support system will be developed. So this is the fusion algorithm architecture and implement at the outset from the data to decision intelligence, very important. Now every sector is adopting, and mariculture has to adopt even more better way because it is a high risk and it is in open waters. So the multi-criteria analysis and production models, techno-economic models, and geospatial analytics and scenario simulation, these will be the core in the intelligent engine, and this will deliver intelligence to action. When data comes to intelligence, then intelligence to action it will come. So farmer can get his for where the farm has to be established and their respective site is whether suitable or not, and entrepreneurs and also policy makers will give where it can be allotted. Scientific intelligence translated to practical decisions for sustainable mariculture through this. So ultimately this project delivers, this is the integrated mariculture data cube where we can scale in future. So stakeholders also will get very clear, get ideas, and the schemes can be used more effectively. So apart from this, the global leaders who are into mariculture development such as Norway, Japan, Philippines and Brazil, Turkey, and we will be taking up the case studies, and 1 or 2 countries will be visiting. Line agencies we will be contacting how the governance models are adopted there. So same global learnings and best practices we will be implementing in the country by indigenizing the requirements to build the country's next generation mariculture ecosystem. So what could be the national impact? And within this integrated mariculture data cubes will be developed. Those can be utilized by the line agencies and stakeholders, and also this fusion intelligence output can be used to get the insights, and all the evidence based decision making will be there, and ultimately it supports blue growth as it is a major pillar for the blue economy. The future impact, what it can create in future. Species specific data cubes will be there, and wherein you can integrate with some more species and several other species also you can develop such kind of integration, and also national digital platform it can be connected so that all the data will be available and multi-species expansion can be done. The most importantly, these data cubes are very useful in the sectors because till now India not much research has been done, and such kind of applications have been not developed. So this can be expanded to agriculture and allied sectors as well. And thank you very much. I hope this project will give a very positive and impactful result for realizing the Viksit Bharat 2047 goals. Thank you.